I was shocked to find so many parks in the US with good translinks that even be, good enough. So I put Canada and Mexico on their own list. Welcome back to Interested in Leisure. We are a different kind of travel channel. We care about history, leisure, and future of the entire industry. Whether that be amusement parks, zoos, Renaissance fairs, and mass transit solutions, we cover it all. This is Parks and Transit, Episode 3, Canada versus Mexico. There are a lot of smaller parks in both countries, like the X1 when I swim with the dolphins back in 2009. That got us Galaxyland in 2016. That scale of plus one or so isn't worthy wasting time investigating. That leaves 9 major parks. So if all of these major parks remaining, I felt unsatisfied with Galaxyland in the West Edmonton Mall. I really want my manor to get rethemed to Vengeance, with Powers being a Hasbro IP, which is what the park is really morphing into. However, my vendor right here has been down a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if the park gets a new standout coaster for this old Schwarzkopf triple loop. But you're going to be flying in for the day and 2-hour round trip by transit, you're better off getting an Uber or taxi and only waste a quarter of that time. Number 7 is Selva Magica in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, whose service is known as Mi Transporte Electro. So, although both is a unique looper and probably I consider their standout, better 12 years of their working 12 minutes than taking a transfer whose trip is twice as long. All the coasters have had a life elsewhere, just like Lost Island. I think the only thing the region is missing is an air rail link using a Montreal REM style cars. Number 6 is PNE Playland in Vancouver, Canada, who is served by TransLink. Bring buses to the waterfront and buses from the Yellow Line, decent, leave an 8-minute walk, which isn't bad, about a dozen feet. The Playland is a small park and most of the year. It's obviously part of a big fair thing around Labor Day weekend here in the States. However, a new commuter line station would benefit the racetrack nearby too, so might as well. I thought my canola was many entries, it doesn't look like that. I almost put this on the improved list, but I think it's worth a mention here instead. Marineland in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, whose service is known as WeGo. It took a while to find this one, but the Blue Line goes there twice an hour every day till 10:30 p.m., which is unnecessary the park's demand overall lack of attractions. There is a 206 runs every half hour, and I guess is the weekend version of the 106, along with the 112, which runs hourly about 15 minutes apart. To be frank, Marineland is overpowered and deserves better. Number 4, Parque Plaza Sesamo y Bosque Magico. Parque Fiesta Ventura, Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. Just like California's Great America, Bosque Magico was fairly well hooked up, and I was looking forward to check out this park to its close proximity at Parque Plaza Sesamo in nearby Parque Ventura. Bosque had a boat load of buses with one to Exposition, the eastern terminus of Line 1, every 10 minutes, although a walk from the station to the park would be much longer than a 23-minute bus ride. I will encourage urban expansion, but I guess that was good news. As for the park that remains, formerly based on the Latin American version of Sesame Street, it's a mascot named Moppy and Kathy, the dodo. Wait, Moppy?
Bruh.
Anyways, the park has go-karts, a Vomitron, and a big boy drop tower but they don't have a Facebook, Insta, and WhatsApp right now. They lost the site when they lost the IP. It does seem all areas are open, but are mostly pushing the Aquamundo section at the moment. The best way from the Y station is apparently restricted access by the baseball field or walking up the tolls. It might just be saying that, but it might be true. Sounds like the IP was forced away from them and was unplanned. Then again, most places are just dubbing the current series via HBO Max or TVS Tech in this case. There's all the way around lines 2 and 3 are basically the same in this city and almost looks exactly like Toronto's Line 1 with the inverse of Line 2 in the future. Speaking of Toronto though, let's go to its home park of Canada's Wonderland, the most visited regional theme park in North America, just outside of Vaughan, York region of Ontario, Canada, who, besides York services, still isn't in touch with the TTC, the Toronto Transportation Commission, and the whole regional rail network, GO Transit. Wonderland is connected to Line 1 of the Toronto subway via the 20 and the new 720 shuttle every 20 minutes on a Sunday, and the Barrie line at Maple via the 4 every half hour. I'm excited New York Line just to the mall, save a 15-minute headway from there to the park. Just a 4-minute walk to front gate if you don't get the shuttle, but their front gate is long overdue for renovation with the crowds the park gets. Mesa and Kingswood designed to get water park traffic there more directly. The park wants to keep the Skyline path long term. This is the reason why they should tear out the bad stuff, but can't. Here's what I'll mention for the parks in Mexico that are walkable on the border. Parque de Diversiones Anita Nueva Ventura is in Ciudad Juarez, only another +1 8 miles away. That's 4 family coasters up for grabs, and your chances of getting shot are probably equal on both sides of the Grande. Mundo Divertido, on the other hand, covered by national coasters, and Coaster Dash is probably more an Uber once you cross. The bus isn't that good, it's more an FEC, so maybe I shouldn't count it. Staying south of the border, we got Six Flags Mexico and Kataplum in Mexico City, Mexico, who are served by the Sistema de Transporte Público via the Mexico City Metro, and apparently that whole system is now fare integrated. So there's a microbus from the Ciudad Universitaria area with 2 mainstream buses, 1 metro transfer from the airport to the shuttle though. Meanwhile, Kataplum is a short walk from line 12. You can get from one to the other from a short microbus at 57A or C. All of that part is about an hour itself for 18 stops, even without diversions. Backtracking to the metro isn't much longer than the bus alone. This is probably one of the most well-connected Six Flags parks in the chain, but I think its sister park, north of the border, La Ronde in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, takes the cake with the Montreal Transit Company, whose acronym is STM. I'm not going to try and pronounce the French. Sure. La Ronde gets crapped on by people, but it's designed kind of more like a fair. It was a site of Expo 67, so it's over 50 years old now. The Batman clone on SLC. They used to have an Inman stand-up named Cobra. That's gone now. They had a Vekoma corkscrew. That's also gone. La Mancha, I think they've only retracked one side recently, but not the other. A Boomerang, a Mini Hyper, and one of the worst coasters in the world in pieces that canceled, but they haven't really done anything yet. Anyways, 2 buses serve this. The 767 via Jean-Drapeau, which is the station on the yellow line, which serves the island, as well as the University of Sherbrooke on the other side, as well as the 769 from Papineau on the Green Line. At least Greenlander finally rests in peace, and praying people must be praying for RMC Le Monstre. That might make it a top 50 world in this topic. Speaking of the world, I'll be looking at some parks in Europe, but until then, comment, like, subscribe, strike the bell, good night, and good luck.